Okay, Spez, let's go. Show me big damage.
Try harder.
Ha 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 ha, deleted. Hey everyone, it's Mace1370. I am here today to share with you, I think, arguably the greatest draft in Epic 7. We are going to be utilizing Specimen Sez, and we're going to be doing kind of an aggressive, fast draft that doesn't look aggressive or fast in the beginning. I think this would work better if we were first pick, but it is what it is. So here we're second pick. I'm banning out Lua because, you know, she's a fast unit that a lot of people are using, and then AOL as well. So we're going to first pick Arowell. And Arowell I have built on a very weird build. I think she's like 276 speed or something like that. I'll show all the units at the end. The idea here is that if they play slowly into me, I just naturally outspeed them with Arowell, who's at almost 280, and then Specimen Sez, who's at 270, and we just delete a unit. We're going to take Faithless Lidica, and I'm going to pair her with Jacko. My idea here is that Faithless Lidica has an AoE skill 2 that's uncounterable, and we can give her Chains of Chiron from Jacko. And that can enable us to stun someone, right, in addition to Arowell, so we have multiple ways to activate Sez. And in addition to that, Jacko will CR boost your team by 20% if you get a stun off. So that's really, you know, kind of clutch because it'll help, you know, CR boost our team if we need it. Now, the last unit in my draft is actually Solitaria, and this guy steals it, which is unlucky, I guess. So we're going to have to draft around that, but the other unit I have built up is the Solitaria, who's almost 300 speed. So the idea here is that if, you know, I need to take first turn, I can with Solitaria, and then she'll stun someone, and then if I get Jacko with Solitaria, that can boost up my team. Granted, I am, you know, operating on the fact that we get all of this stuff through along with Specimen Sez, but, you know, like I said, probably the greatest draft in Epic 7. So here, because he stole my last pick, I'm just going to take Shu, because I think Shu pretty much counters his entire team. I felt like he had to ban Shu, and he didn't. So Shu solos Ed and Hufine, right? And then we can just delete Mediator Cowrick here, so it should be a pretty easy game. I think he had to give us the Faithless Lidica. Perhaps he was afraid of, you know, like the reset on Cowrick or whatever, but Cowrick's just going to die. Alright, so we're going to get the combo off, which is pretty cool. We'll give Chains of Chiron to Shu. You know, she does have an S3, right? So she can stun people that way. Maybe she can counter stun people. That'd be pretty funny. Haven't used Jacko in a while. Jacko is such a fun hero, but the problem is you have heroes like Ed and Designer Lilibet now that make it like very hard to draft this unit. Okay, so we take first turn with our turbo fast Arowell. We may or may not be wearing Celilius gear at the moment. And now we're just going to delete this Mediator Cowrick. Goodbye. Casual 50 plus K damage. So he does a ridiculous amount into a stun target. It's pretty funny. So now I think we just skill 3 onto Ed. Skill 3 doesn't debuff anything, so we can just safely put damage onto him. So that's a bunch of damage there. And looks like Holiday Youthine cuts us, but I think that should be okay because she'll miss on Shu, and then Snow Crystal will boost our Shu up, and I don't think he'll cut. Yeah, so we get the cut there, and now we can just skill 3 with Shu. Doesn't matter if we stun Ed because he'll just die. And looks like, yep, got it. So this should be pretty much game. Our Specimen Sez is on Windrider, so he's, you know, safe and protected away there in stealth. We can go into our Jacko and stun Jacko, but not a big deal. And yeah, that's game 1. Alrighty, so we get first pick this time. The opponent has pre-banned Lua and Hua Young, which is perfect, because if they're banning Hua, that probably means they want to play slowly. So we're going to take our Arowell. He takes DJB. Even, you know what? I think it's just preseason, like literally everyone is just trying to zoom. So yeah, first pick DJB, so we're probably just going to have to outspeed it, honestly. And Conquer Lilius, okay, here we go. So we'll take Faithless Lidica, and I guess we take Jacko. So I guess if I'm the opponent and I see this, you would probably assume that Faithless Lidica is fast on effectiveness, right? But she's not. She's kind of mid-speed on damage. Looks like they're hovering Rem. Do they want to take Rem? I guess not. Looks like they don't know what to take. They're hovering Acid, which would be turbo bad for me, so please don't pick Acid. Shu would be... I think Shu would be a little annoying, but we could deal with it. Politis, we don't have really any non-attack skills, so we don't care. They've decided to go with old Ed. Ed and who? So, a lot of people picked Ed into me when I was doing this, and honestly, he was like okay. You could usually just like not hit him with a ability that debuffs. Like you can play around him. We'll take Solitaria, and here's our Spez. So Dilibet also doesn't really do anything against this draft. Like you look at this team and you think, oh, look at all these debuffs, right? But what happens is you can push Dilibet back with Solitaria, and then you just Spez her and she dies. So you don't really need to worry about Dilibet too much. Dilibet plus Ed might be a lot to deal with. So we'll see what he picks last. I would like to ideally ban out... actually, looking at the draft, probably would like to ban out Conquer Lilius, just so we take first turn. Spectre, okay, you take Spectre. Yeah, we'll just ban Conquer. Yep, ban the Conqueror. Okay, goodbye. He bans Faithless Lidica. Alright. So we could put Solitaria in the back line here. I guess we need to do that. We're probably just going to have to activate Ed or something at some point. So here we can... We'll definitely take first turn, right? Because there's no way this is a 300 DJB. Yeah, it's not. Alright, so we can... We'll push back the Designer Lilibet. And then we will blow Designer up with Ed. Or I'm sorry, with Spez. Alright, so we have... Oh, I guess our Arowell goes. Okay, so let's see. Designer has 4 more little stacks. So we can even put 2 debuffs onto DJB and not activate Designer. Ooh, we actually get the stun on DJB. That's a low F-res one. Alright, here we go. Goodbye, Designer Lilibet. Yep, slightly overkill. Okay, so now we get to... I think, yeah, we just S1 into DJB. So you could skill 3 here, and that might kill him. But he's stunned, so it doesn't matter if he dies or not. We want to go into stealth, right? Because we don't want Spectre Tenebria to kill our Jacko. We have our, kind of front line here with Arowell. And the skill 3 on Jacko doesn't debuff, so we kind of want to save that to nuke Ed. This was kind of a learning curve I went through when I was first drafting this. I kept using... a bunch of random skills. Ooh, hey, look at that nice counter from Specimen Sez. Yeah, I kept wasting things and then, getting myself into a pickle. So here, I think we're going to have to, unfortunately, activate Ed. Hopefully we don't get too many bad debuffs. Looks like we resisted 1, which is nice, and yeah, he didn't do much else, so... here, I guess he's already procced his counter, so we can just skill 2. I guess I could skill 3 and that probably resets skill 3, doesn't it? Whatever. I don't think it matters. We just want to kind of put damage onto Ed and kill off DJB. And now we can, I think, skill 3 into Ed. Alright, goodbye, Ed. Yep, goodbye.
I'm still searching for the path I must take.
Second pick again, unlucky, but at least this guy has pre-banned out Conquer Lilius and Ran for us, so we don't have to worry about either of those things outspeeding. Man, is it too much to ask that we get first pick and that they draft slowly and ban the one unit we want them to ban? I almost yield there. I was so pissed off that he took Arowell. I was like, are you kidding me? I guess he has the Arowell rep. I should have seen it coming. And then I was like, no, we'll just do our best despite not having Arowell. So we first picked Faithless Lidica, and I could... I was debating about taking Jacko, but I think we just take an Anchor. Because that's kind of what Arowell was doing for us. She was an Anchor, so we just won't get a stun on the Anchor. That's fine. I've also moved all my gear around to do this, so I have no idea who has gear on and who doesn't. I think we can take APOC. APOC is fine.
Come on, come at me.
At the very least, this disguises that we're going debuffs, right? Now it's kind of obvious we're playing some sort of aggro thing, but I don't think they know it's debuffs yet. So you would hope that they wouldn't take, Ed and Dilibet here. So they take Hwayoung. That's fine. And Desert Jewel Basar, okay. So we can take our Jacko now, and let's see, do we take... I think we just take the Specimen Sez. And then this will let us flex into something last if we want. Yeah, the difficulty is getting like a must ban with this draft, right? Because it's very tempting for the opponent to just ban out Spez. Okay, he takes Spectenny. I'm fine with that. And then he takes Ed. So we can either ban the Ed, or we can ban the DJB and make sure we get first turn. Do we care about Ed? I mean, I think we have Apoc Ravi, so I don't think we do. Yeah, let's just ban out Ed. I mean, sorry, DJB. Yeah, he can have the Ed. Alright, he bans Solitaria, that's fine. Alright, so we put our Faithless Lidica in the back. And then I realized, because I don't have Arowell, this is the only way we have to activate Specimen Sez. So we kind of need to gamble. This is also a turbo fast Hwyong. She almost outspeeds my team. So this is like a 270 Hwyong or something. Alright, so I just rip it. We unfortunately stunned Ed, which on the one hand sucks, but on the other hand we got another stun, and our Spez did not get provoked. So that was a small victory. Okay, so here's the Spez, so we're going to get the combo off. If anything, this is a moral victory. Alright, and now everyone else is provoked, so we get to watch the animation here. Nice, I think that was a dual attack. Okay. More damage into Ed. Aravi goes into Ed, and then his whole team is dead. Alright, yeah, so that's a victory. Let's go over the stats. Alright, let's go over the units. Here is Arowell. She is 276 speed, so that she takes the first turn and can utilize the 100% stun on her skill 3 to set up Specimen Sez. You can see the gear here. It's pretty much the stuff I usually have on Conquer Lilius. And also, you know, it has a touch of effectiveness, and she gives herself an effectiveness buff. So she's able to debuff quite a bit, actually, and, you know, throw the stun on, which is nice. Let's see, we also use Solitaria. So I put damage gear on her, just because I thought the comp might lack damage a little bit. It didn't honestly really seem to matter. Maybe effectiveness would be better, just so you could actually CC and stun enemy units. Okay, who else? We had Specimen Sez, so he was sitting at 270 speed, with a bunch of damage. The idea here was to follow up and blow something up. And then I put him on Wind Rider so that he could hide in stealth afterwards and then do more damage, you know, on the next rotation around. We used Jacko. Here's Jacko. I put her at 240. She was really nice because she gives you the CR boost if somebody on your team stuns, so she helps bridge your team. And having her at 240 I think is good because you're operating at around a 300 speed opener with Solitaria. So 20% of that is like effectively 60 speed. So this will push, you know, Jacko up to the front if you stun with a Solitaria. So here's the gear on her. And again, it was basically just set her at 240 and then put as much damage as possible. And then obviously give her pen set and just her own artifact. Give everybody else a little more effectiveness, which is really nice with this comp. And then also, you know, this is the most damage you're going to get with Jacko if you can have a debuff before she goes. And we almost always have that, so... The last unit is Faithless Lidica, and haven't really changed her around. Could have built her maybe really fast on effectiveness instead of Solitaria, and left the Solitaria on damage. I think that would have been maybe okay. But you might, you know, run into situations where you don't have enough damage if you do that. Either way, this is the comp, so go ahead and get in there and give it a shot if you want to lose a bunch. Otherwise, enjoy the preseason. Later.